What is thought leadership? Have you ever wondered that? Well, today, in 5 minutes, I promise, and one sec, I just need to get my timer set up. I'm going to tell you what thought leadership is and give you just some detail about why you might need it, why you might need to be using it in your business, and why it's different than content marketing. If you do want the whole spiel about thought leadership, then I do have a 45-minute recorded webinar that you can look to. But if you are in a hurry, then here is the skinny of what thought leadership is. So I'm going to start the timer now. Okay, thought leadership is the clue is in thought leadership. It is basically a form of marketing, and ultimately in marketing and sales, our aim here is to make money for our organizations or for ourselves. So too in thought leadership. Thought leadership is leveraging the original power of thinking, the caliber of your thoughts, the engaging property, the saying something interesting and original. And I emphasize original because when Edelman LinkedIn look every year at the state of thought leadership and how it's being received, their main criticism that they're hearing from people reading thought leadership is that thought leadership is not what's being branded is not thought leadership. There's a lot of skepticism about thought leadership, and I think, frankly, a lot of it is deserved because there's a lot of bad thought leadership being published. And even as someone helping companies, I'm happy saying that because I try to do a good job to help create good thought leadership. True thought leadership is something that is insightful and ideally original. So when you're looking at big companies, they would be mining their case study bank, mining their internal data, kind of a business intelligence style activity, in order to get from that insights that may be of interest to somebody else in their industry. So thought leadership versus content marketing. I'm going to put a link in the description if you watch this on YouTube to my entrepreneur article. It's called The 4 Differences Between Thought Leadership and Content Marketing. And with the remaining 3 minutes in this video, to keep my 5-minute promise, I'm going to just run through what those are. So firstly, they're not the same thing. They are certainly similar, but there are enough nuances that if you're doing content marketing, you may not be doing thought leadership. You can do just thought leadership, just content marketing. You can leverage them both really, really well by running the two in parallel. So let me just give you a few differences here. Okay, content marketing is top down. Thought leadership is peer to peer. Content marketing, you're kind of sharing information with your consumers about your business, about your brand. Great. I'm not putting it down. Informational content, great content. They get the information, you get their attention, you ultimately develop a relationship, convert that to a sale. Thought leadership is more typically associated in the B2B world. So you're not looking typically at those kind of short consumer sales processes. You're talking about big transactions in which just getting on the radar of somebody in your industry could be immensely valuable. So you don't do that through kind of talking down to them and saying, here's what we do, 5 best reasons to buy a wedding photographer. You want to come at them with something really original and insightful about their industry. So that's why if you try to use the same approach for content marketing and thought leadership, it's probably going to fall on its face. So you have to understand the difference in level. Content marketing, you're marketing typically to your consumers. With thought leadership, you're often marketing parallel with your target audience. So it could be a CTO writing for another CTO, expert writing for an expert, that sort of thing. Quite different, and they call for different tones. Okay, content marketing, commodity value, thought leadership, quality of thinking. With content marketing, you are sharing information, valuable info, and your prospects like that, and they're going to eventually, hopefully, move down the marketing funnel and buy from you. With thought leadership, it's higher in that funnel. So you're basically just trying to open up those conversations at, for example, send really, really good thought leadership that might catch the attention of very, very few people, almost like account-based marketing. And that might just kick off a conversation that you might continue, let's say, at a industry event like a trade show. So the quality that's being leveraged there, if you will, is the quality of the thinking. Thought leadership higher in the sales funnel. Okay, I'm gonna finish because I have 1 more minute in order to keep my promise of this being thought leadership in 5 minutes. Content marketing is really an on-site activity, so not that you can't publish your thought leadership off-site. And I'll do another video about on-site versus off-site. Off-site being other people's websites and web properties, right? Or stuff actually properties you don't manage. You can publish content marketing offsite, but because content marketing is typically quite branded and quite promotional, it's not really the type of material that gets past an editorial filter. Thought leadership, if you do it well and you do it properly, shouldn't be that promotional or not promotional at all. And therefore, thought leadership can be leveraged in places like trade media publications. In other words, editorial, offsite, unmanaged placement opportunities, and that actually really widens. So that's why I said you can use thought leadership and content marketing really, really well in parallel. Just make sure that you don't. And that was supposed to be tarring with the same brush, that hand motion. And I've just run out of 5 minutes, so just don't use the same approach because it won't resonate because you're trying to market to two different audiences. That, guys, has been in 5 minutes. What is thought leadership? And just I touched on very quickly there some of the differences between content marketing and thought leadership. Thought leadership is definitely not dubious activity. There just are some people that put out poor thought leadership, and therefore that can confuse people that they think there is no such thing as good thought leadership. And there definitely is being published every day, but it's not all of the thought leadership market. So if you're interested in leveraging thought leadership and its benefits, and I didn't even talk about those here, there are benefits. Another video. If you're interested in leveraging those for yourself or your business or your agency, then check out my website. It's dsrghostwriting.com. Thank you for watching, and until the next video.